For the party, I'm a real go-getter. Rock a fur coat, but it's not chinchilla. Who's that dude with the master plan? It's Mr. Pinecone with the mic in my hand. I ball on a budget, got a bag full of nuggets. Living life to the fullest before I'm kicking the bucket. No time for the haters, I'm the meat and potatoes. I'm the product of Anunnaki and godly invaders. You wanna go down the rabbit hole? Well, come along with me. Let me phone comb. Let me take you on a trip to the Pleiades or the Seven Seas. We can sail them all. Bring your dungarees and your toothbrush, your knapsack. We'll have a nightcap, then I'll bring you back. Mr. Pinecone's come a long, long way, so everybody get sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way.
What's going on, believers? Guys, if you think that Terra is done, what the fuck is wrong with you? Come on now. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm so bullish, we're going to go back to the green lights. We need green lights tonight. There we go. We're back to the green because we're going to be back in green any day now. It's very simple. Here's the deal. What happened today left a lot of questions for a lot of people. But let me preface this by saying this is really simple, and I'm going to try to put this the best I possibly can. You're only down from really 6,000. Take that run up. Like, let's go look at this chart just for a second here. I'm not going to take much time looking at your chart to do this. We'll look at some charts a little bit later, but for this purpose, we were sitting at 74, but we had consolidated right at 7. So we're down about 2,500 points from just that consolidation period. Now, that will make you feel bad. It's 19% down for the day, but that was over here around the 6s. Like there's reasons for you to say like, oh man, I don't want to be down. But guess what? You didn't get Binance. Binance is not a thing. But we were trading at 7, knowing that there were going to be some announcements that were going to be positives. Now, we got the announcements, and the announcements were still positive. There were 4 exchanges over the course of the last 24 hours. You had Probit, you had BKEX, you had Buybox, and you had xt.com. Now, those are not gigantic in terms of street cred, whatever the case may be, but they are still giant exchanges that do hundreds of millions of dollars in trading and are trusted. So at the end of the day, what you didn't get Binance.us, which by the way is not as big as Binance. So we do have to preface it by saying that, but you did get 4 new exchanges. Now, here's the thing. We haven't reaped the benefit of any of those exchanges yet, but imagine what's going to happen when trading is opened over there. Now, the part that matters here is this. Most people don't know about what happened here. What I saw happen, and there are questions, by the way, there are questions that I have, but I don't question the integrity of a bunch of doctors where a bunch of angry investors could just walk into like the allergy relief place. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, this is not the guy. Dr. Praveen is not the guy that's going to be lying to you and deceiving you in any way. Like, to me, that's ludicrous. Like, that's crazy in your mind to think that this doctor is trying to pull one over on you because he just hates his practice or something like that. I mean, think about how mad people are and how they're banging on doors and being like crazy people just for something like that. Now, what is for sure is that we have what we have. So over the next couple of days, as these exchanges all get unleashed, I did have a conversation. I can't talk about the conversation, but there is a long-term line. And if you are familiar with what I'm talking about, you might even know that I've posted it a couple of times. You might know what I'm talking about. That line remains unchanged. That line, we'll be back at that line within a couple of days. And on that line, by the way, that line has us trading at this point right around 7,200. So you can predict that in a couple of days, we're going to have, and by the way, my flag broke to the downside. Um, I was wrong on that one. But remember, there's tremendous buy pressure as soon as we open up on any exchange, because this is a new token. This is a token for a trusted place. And guess what? Arbitrage, everything is going to take care of itself. And all of a sudden, we're going to start flying back up. And this will be a forgotten memory. We'll put it in the Wayback Machine one day, and we'll bring it back up when we're all somewhere having a drink or something like that, and just be like, oh my God, I can't believe all of this stuff happened. So I would not worry about this at all. Just remember that it happened. But I don't mistrust any of these guys. And here's what I think happened. What I think that now that we know a little bit more, what I think is, yes, there was the discussion about listing on Binance.us. Yes, they did accept. Then I don't have any reason to think that Dr. Praveen lied. He's never lied. He stood up and let everybody know when he needed to let them know on that AMA the first time that he had 108 wallets. And then the question was, why do you have 108 wallets? And his answer was very simple, that he wanted to invest. He believes in this token, and he considers himself to be a whale. So this is also the guy, and I don't like the fact that he did this, but he did go out today again, and I wish he would stop talking about Saitama. I do wish that. But he did mention that he ran back to his hotel room and started buying up to protect the support line when that token was struggling. Now, did he go out today and did he start protecting the support line? No. And there's a reason why. Because he understands that what's happening right now is going to be over in about 2 days. Here's what happened. The guys who've been losing for 6 months in a row got a win today. That's basically it. They finally got the one thing that's going to take their token up to 1,150 for a little while before everybody continues dumping. Thank you for the bomb. TERAREUM still strong. I have 250,000 now in Terra, and I'm still holding for a long time. I trust the team. Full disclosure, guys, I sold at the top. Not all of it, but I sold at the top, and then I waited for the dip. I didn't know a dip was coming, by the way. Because it was sitting at, I think it was sitting at like 1,000. We had dropped the zero. It was sitting at 1,100, something like that. And it just started to slow down. And it felt like there was a moment there where we were going to start to see this dip. So I went ahead, sold a position, waited for that dip. And when that dip hit, I didn't expect it to be the dip that we got. So I secured a much better position. So here's one thing that I can tell you. You now have a loyal holder holding a whole lot more than he was holding before. I can tell you that. So moving on to this, these doctors are not lying to you. I think that what happened was they decided they were going to release it, not realizing, or let me rephrase that. I think Milton probably released it, not realizing, because these are not incredibly crypto savvy guys. They're not realizing exactly what they were doing. So they dumped this thing onto the masses and then didn't realize that people were going to buy. And at that point, they just probably didn't know what to do. Like, that's what happened. Like, I think that they just like, bam, were like stuck. So I think everything's going to be fine. So if you're worried about Terra, don't worry about Terra. I wouldn't steer you wrong. And while I'm on that subject, let's get over here and let's talk about some magical stuff. Volt Army is in the house. Volt is at 37.14. You saw the change right here. We're back on the uptrend, and that's been going on for a few hours now. Now, guys, you know that there's going to be the wallet dump. It's way over here. It's the last time you saw it. So you know it's coming in the next couple days. So there's going to be a great dip and some buyback opportunity. But everything that you've been hearing in the last little while about Volt, all of that's coming true. Plus, what's his name? Because he's not in here. I don't call him by name. Holistic, he's not in here. But goddamn, man. All right, now you guys are humbling me. But Holistic has been talking about a lot of different crazy things that are going on. And one of those things is, are we doing a token swap? Pablo, are you out there? Are we doing a token swap? What's going on? Because I keep hearing that we're going to do a token swap and that we're going to get a few less zeros and that's going to help get listed on some major exchanges. That was what I heard. Little birdie told me that. Also, not for nothing, I'm going to reveal to you guys something that I did the other day. And I asked if we could possibly turn this into a thing. And we're going to see whether that happens. I was on with Shay, and here we go. Now, full disclosure, guys, I bought a new car the other day. So, and I like my car, but I have an even better car that I'm going to show you guys right now. And they are both, Voltoshi is talking about it now. So we're going to see if this happens. But like, how would you guys like if Voltoshi, being the awesome dude that he is, I'm talking real slow, trying to work this shit out here, but so I'm trying to get Voltoshi to wrap a Tesla Model 3 in a Volt wrap and give it away. What do you guys think? Does that seem like something that we could do? Man, you guys came in hard. So what do you think, guys? Do you think that the Volt Army deserves to have a competition to win a Tesla Model 3 with the Volt wrap? Now, by the way, this is not the final. This is not the final model. This is not what we were talking about. The final model would be an actual wrapped one with a lot more to it. But this was just this crazy idea that we had. Like, maybe we can make something like this happen. And if there's some support, then we are going to make it happen. Volt making history in 2020 has promised that they are going to drop 9 zeros this year, which would be unheard of in this space. So they have some very, very, very big plans going on right now. But there is, that was my idea right now. So Volt is not super whack, Mask. Volt is actually one of those tokens that continues to deliver no matter what you think. They continue to come through with whatever their people need, whatever Voltoshi says comes true. And that's what you want when you have a leader in a token. So yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Yeah, and Volt is just getting started. So if you're not thrown in right now, 37 is about the best you're probably going to get for a long period of time. This thing is going to go crazy. Volt is going to go through the stratosphere and be out of control at some point pretty soon. So you guys have been warned. I keep getting this sentiment, and there are things like this, like, bro, you're not going to believe what's about to happen. So if people don't think I'm going to believe what's about to happen, and I'm believe, so if I'm not going to believe what's going to happen, then what are we doing here, right? All right, so yeah, what is the honest take on 9 zeros? Like, that's a fair question. First of all, they're going to do a token swap, so some of those zeros are going to disappear for the purpose of going onto major exchanges. So we're not saying that it's going to burn 9 zeros, it's going to go up 9 zeros. He's just making a joking phrase about dropping a couple of zeros. So we're going to drop a couple of those zeros. Then there's going to be some more burn, and they're doing some hyper burns right now. He's buying up hundreds of thousands of tokens and sending them to the burn wallet. So there's a lot of supply that keeps diminishing. So this is basically going to be like an image swap. And if I miss anything here, then guys, somebody jump out here and let me know. But they're going to basically do a swap where you're going to get like one, whatever percentage of the token swap there is, and that token swap will diminish the supply. And then once that supply is diminished, then you're going to be able to go on to bigger and bigger and bigger exchanges, which is prohibitive right now. Sammy the Bull, Sammy says, "What's up, please? Very surprised about today with Terra. It was a very bad look. Don't know what to believe." So what you should believe is not Saitama. Saitama has a vested interest in fudding a project, because if they can fud a project enough, then those investors might come back. And Saitama is struggling mightily right now with trying to get some traction and trying to attract new investors. So all of the people who were unhappy, they've kind of moved away from the project. So I wouldn't put too much into what is happening out there. I would rely more on what you really feel and what you really see and what you really felt about these people to begin with. These are some conscientious, and I know I say that a lot, but these are some conscientious guys. Like there's like four doctors who, if they screwed over a bunch of investors, investors would be banging on their practices and banging on their homes, because they're not going to be hard to find. They're doctors, and you would know exactly where they are, and people would be at their door. So nobody's doing that. And the reason they're not doing that is because these guys are very open and they're very honest. And it is also part of my opinion that maybe Milton screwed up and they're taking the heat for him. Like maybe he shouldn't have released that and he thought he was doing the right thing. So they're being supportive of that move. But like they did not mean for this thing to pump because of it. They didn't mean for that to happen. They were mad, my opinion. They were mad and they weren't thinking, and they were like, well, you know what? If they're going to fuck us, fuck them. We're going to show that these guys were dishonest to us. And that's what they did. So I think that that's how this whole thing played out, and they just screwed up. That's all. That's all I can say about that. Like, I think that that's exactly what happened. And hopefully now we can just kind of move on. And Volt Inu has the best community and awesome dev who deliver. Trust the process. I'm still waiting for the game, though. When the game comes out, for anybody who's here who doesn't know about the Volt game, Volt's going to be releasing a game any day now. And when that game comes out, you're going to be able to play as whatever token you have in your wallet. And the more tokens the more tokens that you're playing with in your wallet, the more you do, the more wins you get in the game, the more points you score. And we're not sure of the point mechanism yet, but they're going to. Yeah, Milton didn't lie about being scammed. That's see that's a narrative that people are putting out there because they want to be right and they want to create a conspiracy. There's no reason to think that Milton actually lied. I think that he just was mad because they backed out of whatever the deal is. Be mad that Binance USA backed out of the deal, not that Milton's lying about something. Like, I don't think that that's real. I don't think that these guys have a reason to lie. Like, they don't have a reason to lie. I know you guys in crypto and in the DeFi space are used to scammers and you're used to liars. We're all used to that. But these guys are not those guys. These are some conscientious people. So, I mean, again, they're not just outright lying to you. They just make mistakes, and this one was a big mistake. Yeah, I mean, you can think, everybody can think whatever, you're entitled to think whatever it is that you want to think about it. That's fine. That's fair. So he knew he wasn't listed and still posted the email. What he knew was, okay, he knew that William, I have no idea why Binance would have backed out of the deal. I have no idea why that would have happened. It's entirely possible that Binance didn't know at first glance that it was reflection, but then that's not giving them enough credit. But if they say that they vetted and they verified that these wallets are correct, and by the way, Awesome Austin said that it's not his position to disclose the information, and Dr. Praveen said that he is not going to disclose the $180,000, the payment or something like that. But Austin said that he found it because Dr. Praveen's wallet is known, and many of his wallets are known, and you can actually go online and find it. And Austin said that he found it and that he wasn't concerned after being able to kind of trace it down. It's all on the blockchain, so you can see what happened. So I just, I think that everybody wants there to be a conspiracy. That's what I just said, Mask. I just said that. Keanu, when I have something to announce with that, I will announce something. They were in chat with Certic today, trying to get. We've not been released from Certic, so I'm just waiting for a Certic audit to finish. I really am for months now. I think they were scammed. I mean, it's fair enough to say that you think they were scammed. Like, I can't say that they were or were not with any kind of certainty. Like, I would like to be able to, but I can't. I had questions, and if you guys did not see, I went to Twitter today and I expressed my concerns directly, and I copied Dr. Praveen. And Dr. Praveen, by the way, he follows me. I follow him. He absolutely 100% got my message and knows exactly what I was saying and what I was talking about. And I said to him, and I will share it with you guys now, because I think it's important for people to at least, I mean, you have to be able to have a conversation. I think it's important that that wallet be released. So I said, Dr. Praveen, I want you to know that I'm on the side of Terra in this, but you said you didn't know what the confirmation of the transaction hash would do. It's on the blockchain and would allow investors to track where it went. It should track back to Binance or it won't. I think this is a giant lack of transparency in a situation in which the claim is Binance violated the NDA, but you posted the acceptance without context on the TERAREUM Twitter, which enticed massive buys, many of which were showing as identical wallets. There's legit questions. So there are some questions that I think should be answered. Like some of the people that were tracking it said that some of the same wallets were buying big amounts. And it could be that some whales were DCAing in. It's not uncommon to see that. It's the only reason that it's a level of conspiracy now is because it didn't work out that way. So there are legitimate questions, there are legitimate concerns, but I don't have a legitimate concern about Dr. Praveen. I don't have a legitimate concern about any of the other doctors, Willman or anybody. Obviously, I think Milton could have handled the situation better if indeed he was the one that posted what was going on. I think that could have been handled obviously way better. But I don't think that I don't think that there's very much that could have gone differently except posting that. And I don't think that Milton understood what was happening at that point. Like that's all I can say about that. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see how this whole thing plays out. But how's everybody else feeling about it? I'm still holding, regardless. I'm still holding too. I'm way up. Like I'm doing pretty good. Did bad blood between Terra and Saitama communities have somewhere else in the crypto? And do you one day will clear the air for good for both of them? So the only bad blood between Saitama and so if anybody is not aware of what the bad blood is between Saitama and TERAREUM, Saitama had a whale who dumped. That whale who dumped had a wallet ending in 8655. When that started happening, the developers of Saitama reached out to that person and asked him what was going on. He told them he had a new project going. Well, then, and I'm not going to say any names because it rhymes with MK, said to somebody, and I'm not going to say any other names because it rhymes with Faltron, this is the doctor, and like we should probably do something about it. So then they started harassing the doctor online after he had sold half of his bag in order to fund the Terra project. And this is a doctor who said I at one point had $77 million in that wallet, and by the time I was cashing out, it was down to under 7 million. I lost 90% of my all-time high. So he was hurt and entitled to, and by the way, he was entitled to sell all the way at the top for 77 million. Now, obviously, Saitama doesn't have the liquidity for that because Saitama just doesn't run that way. But they were getting out slowly but surely, and or he got out slowly but surely, been selling his way out, but he's been selling at the bottom of this run. Now, he did make a lot of money, and we shouldn't belie that. He did make a lot of money. He just missed out on that big top, but he lost faith in a project that was no longer doing anything that it said that it was going to do. So he had genuine concerns. The genuine concerns then became him starting another project, and then this project took on a life of its own, and then that's what got us to where we are. Then there was somebody tracked his wallet, which then started moving tokens, Ethereum. He put 10 ETH into every single one of 108 wallets because he bought 108 Ethereum worth of his own token. And what he said was, I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in me. So why wouldn't I invest in me? Like, that seems ludicrous to me. So, and I'm going to hold this for at least 7 years. So that part, I'm going to be critical. So that part covers where we are. He was attacked by Saitama because the developers doxed him and leaked his information to other people in the Saitama Wolfpack, who then started to personally attack him. That's what happened, and that's what started it, and that's what led RD to sell off his share. That's what led Milton to sell off. Now, and remember, guys, these guys were hedging their bets, and they were only taking out what they needed in order to do business with this new project, Terrarium. They were not out of Saitama. They were still whales that were still holding and supporting Saitama. And the end result of this is they were being harassed constantly by Saitama members because they started their own project. Think about what I'm saying here. They didn't do anything except start their own project to try to create what they don't feel Saitama was providing. And that's what led Saitama to start attacking them. Then it died down a little while. There's always going to be banter back and forth because we YouTubers, like, we're having a, like, guys, you may like Saitama, you may dislike Saitama, but guess what? Saitama moves the needle. People want to hear you ragging on Saitama. People want to hear you supporting Saitama. Yeah, the Wolfpack attacked them because they started their own project. That's the reason. So that brings us to where we are now. And the reason, Mass Powers, that I'm not attacking, that I'm not attacking, and that I'm not being hypercritical but still critical of them is pretty simple. They've had a token launched for less than 2 months, and this is their first mistake. It's a big mistake, but it's a mistake, and it's a single incident at this point. So I'm going to say that there's no, they don't have a history of doing anything bad. They're allowed to invest. They're allowed to do whatever it is. So to that extent, to that extent, well, and Mask, I'm going to get to this in just a second because there's a full thought that I'm going to get to here. Praveen said that he pumped a token before so that he could hold the support line. Well, they believe that the support line is going to come back very quickly, and that what we're dealing with right now is just a 1 or 2 day FUD, and it will all go back up very rapidly and very quickly because these exchanges are still big. They're very big, and you can go look at all of these things. So they owe more than what they gave out. Do I think it was a phishing scam or genuinely Binance? I see, and that's, if I say anything one way or another, I'm speculating. So the only thing I can do is say that if they do it, if they said that it was legitimate Binance then it was legitimate Binance. The end. Like that to me means that's the end of it. I have to take them at their word because, again, even though you may not like the answer, they still don't have a reason to lie. Like anybody who says that they have a reason to lie, they don't care. Like these guys here, at the end of the day, they are hurt by Saitama. They are hurt by Saitama. Seen YouTube. You see Scott and Moonshot on YouTube today. Terra sent Twitter Terrabolic. And they knew they were listed. Binance hyped it up, wrecked the investors to get 500K in tokenomics. So, yeah. So here's what. As a matter of fact, crypto, I did see that and I did say something about that. Here's what I said. I was in there. I was in watching Scott and Justin as they were doing this. And what I said to them was very simple. I said, you know what? I appreciate the fact that you guys are outraged. I like the fact that you guys are outraged because you should be outraged and you should be upset. But you're way more upset over this one thing right here than the entire wrecking of the Saitama ecosystem. Like you guys have been pumping this thing back up because you guys have money in that. Now, Justin, for his full disclosure, said that he made between $200,000 and $300,000 on this move. So, matter of fact, yeah. Let me finish the thought because yes, I do think that they have to be more transparent in this moment. Actually, I don't think that they have to. I think that it's gonna like wash over, and I think if you decide that you don't want to be invested in Terrarium, then you're gonna leave, and that's fine. But somebody else is gonna replace you as an investor. If I don't like it, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna stop covering them, and somebody else is gonna like invest where I'm not invested. So, and my investment is way up in the 5 figures. Like I am deep into Terrarium. Like I'm not a small. I'm not a whale, but I'm not a small fish either. So I have every reason to stay positive about it. But like, anyway, so Justin started talking about it, and he thought that the reason that he could say everything was horrible was because he made 200,000 or 300,000. He thought that gave him the levity to say something about it. That doesn't give you the levity. That's opportunism. That's not what any of that was about. And yeah, Musa, we're going to get to that in a few minutes. And at this point, yeah, Scott and Classy are against Terrarium, but that doesn't mean that they're not being honest. Scott went line by line through what his problems were and what he didn't like. And even if I disagree with some of it, like he's not wrong. You know, one of their big things, and one of the things that I just showed you that I posted right here, is that there's a lack of transparency. Even though I'm on your side, you should be showing these people that this 180K actually went to the blockchain. And you know, if you're a doctor and you're saying, you know what, you don't have any entitlement to see my business, you should just trust me because I'm saying it. Okay, fine. I mean, if that's what you want to say, then it's fine for you to say that. But other people have the right to disagree. They have the right because everybody who, and I'm going to go back and look at this chart one more time, and I'm going to point out that there were, when we were over here, there were about 8,100 holders. And I believe it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 8,100. No, I'm sorry, it was 9,000. So there are at least potentially 200 holders and anybody else who was already invested that might have gotten in, that may have got in like all the way up here, that at this moment right now are completely wrecked. Now, that's a snapshot of a small moment in time. And Mask, in 5 days, if they drop a zero, I'm not saying that they will, by the way, but in 5 days, if they drop a zero, then money fixes everything. That is a truth. Money will fix this. And when they show this going on and these 4 exchanges, like if they make this big move and there's a big move that happens, then some of this stuff is going to be forgotten by the wayside because some of the unhappy people are going to just be like, oh, well, I mean, there's nothing you can do. And then at some point, maybe in the future, in a couple days even, maybe they'll come out and they'll give some more information. Dr. Praveen, he is an investor and he understands exactly where he understands exactly what we are all feeling right now. Like he gets it. He knows that we're upset and that we're upset because we don't feel that they've been completely genuine and completely honest about everything that's going on. And guys, I'm trying to get to the conversation as best I can, but there's so many people making comments that the super chat is where we're going to be doing most of it right now. So if you want to make sure that you get heard, throw something into the super chat so then we can look at it. Currency did a rug pull. What is your take on that, brother? I love your channel, but I lost 2K. Matter of fact, Musa, I lost $1,000 on it. I don't know how that ranks with yours. I don't know what the AUD comparison is, but I put $1,000 in it because I thought it was going to be a great thing. And let me tell you what happened. 10 minutes before I was going live with their thing, 10 minutes before, and by the way, I had studied up on this thing. Like I was this felt like a great thing. 10 minutes before, they said that they were not going to be available because they had to do business, that they thought that they've seen my videos, they think I'm capable of handling. They massaged my ego and they said to me, hey man, if you take care of this, then we're going to be good. We're going to be watching you as you do it. So then he did that. So then they did that. I did an hour. After the hour, I closed it down. By the time I was done with the hour, I wasn't feeling very good about it because I didn't like the fact that they had stood me up. Nobody's ever stood me up on an AMA or anything before. And then I realized, maybe this is my misunderstanding. These guys are foreigners. Maybe they don't get it. Maybe they don't understand. So then they went on to Brad's thing later on that night for whatever it was they were doing over there in AMA. And Brad said that they were okay, but he didn't feel like they were completely transparent. There were some questions that he had that he didn't feel like he was getting a good answer for. Then they were going on Shane and Mr. Burt on Wealthyverse, and they went over there, and Shane started finding problems with their stuff, and then all of a sudden, these people were just like, they no longer were going to talk. Like they didn't want to have any more conversation about it. So Shane said, "You guys can't be on my show." So then, because they didn't show up on the show, people were like, hey, where's the AMA? And they didn't do the AMA. And then people got pissed off and they were like, what the fuck is going on here? Something doesn't add up. Why are all these wallets like this? And so then people started selling off, and then they started wrecking the token. Not those people, but the investors started wrecking the token. So then they said, well, you know what? This project is over. If you guys don't want to be part of it, that's fine. And then they sold all of the dev tokens, and we haven't heard anything from them since then. So, I mean, it's not a legitimate rug pull, but they had a huge supply of tokens. So they basically wrecked their own token. So that's all I can say. That's all I know at this point. And they're foreigners. I have no information other than that about them at this point. Bottom line, they got scammed 180K, but got 500K in tokenomics to do the math. And they were chuckling at the end of the AMA. That's BS. And you know what? That's fair to say. That is the important. See, that's one of the important parts that nobody really covered. Like, that's why I don't like the fact that Dean was doing this, because like Dean is a very nice guy and he doesn't think of the deviousness or the devilishness that goes on. And Austin, same way. Like, I love him, man. Austin is becoming one of my better friends in this space. Just so everybody knows, me and Austin, awesome. We text, we talk, we communicate back and forth. And like I feel like he knew that he should be asking questions, but he was, I think he was hampered by that because of his position, that he couldn't ask the hardest of the hard questions. And like, that was kind of okay for them. And I think that they thought that it would kind of wash over, but that is a legitimate question that still hasn't been answered. So I will post that in matter of fact, while we're here, I will, just so you guys can see, hey, whoa, I'm famous. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. God damn it. All right. I'll take that. I'll accept it. Hey, you know what? Here's the thing. Somebody from Saitama just went out of their way to try to FUD me because I FUDded their guy who I'm 100% right about. I'll take that every day. You piece of shits. But let's go back to my post over here, and I'm going to add in the third part to it, and it is right here. Oh, fuck that. That's not the original. The original's right here. I put, yeah. God damn it. Let's see. Third part of this. I feel like we need this transparency because even though you paid 180K, this token also made at least 500K in marketing just based on the sales for this day. This is another part of why there are questions we'd like answers to. Can you help? You help. I don't know if I'm being diplomatic. I don't know if I'm saying it the right way, but that's the way I'm going to say it, and we'll see what happens. By the way, just so you guys know, Dr. Praveen comes in here and he listens to this sometimes, so he might even be in here listening as we speak. So you never know. Terra to the moon. I'm still in. I'm not out. So every time people put money in Terra, the pre-sale people dump. Yeah, you know what? So Moorish, you're absolutely right, but you know what? They're entitled to it. I don't know what you expect. Like, how do you get rich if you never cash out? They're entitled to their money. So I'm gonna try to like scroll through here as quickly as I can to get to it. Here we go. When dealing with millions of dollars of people's money, you can't just make a mistake and then go, oops, my bad. His mistakes cost people money. You are absolutely right. And I can't be upset for you in that regard. And I can't be upset for you because I made a bunch of money off of this. Like I've been telling everybody, and this is like the third time that I'm repeating it. I sold at the top. When I got to the top, and by the way, I'm invested 5 figures into this. I was deep into it. My bag was going way up, and I took profit at that point. And I said, you know what? This is enough. This is high enough for me. Hoping that it wouldn't go higher, but also recognizing that I'm not silly. I saw the chart slowing down. Like there was a bunch of buys coming in. Then I saw a slowdown in the chart. That's when a chart slows down and it's going hot and it's bullish. When that chart slows down, the reason that it's slowing down is because people are taking profits and it's about to happen. So I took my profit, I caught the top, and then everything bad started happening. And I think maybe it might have been happening before I was cashing out. Like it might have been, I don't know where it started. In fairness, like for me to trace it back doesn't mean anything to me, so I don't give a shit. But like something was happening. It was there was maybe an issue or something like that. But I was at the top, so I took it at the top, and then all of a sudden it went down a little bit, and it went down a little bit, and went down a little bit, and then I was telling myself, if it goes down about 1,000 points from I think it was at 1,010 or 10,010. And I said, when it goes down to 9,100, maybe I'm going to buy back in. And then all of a sudden, I see massive sells, and then I see a massive 300 sell, and I'm like, oh shit. Then I start looking around like something might be going on, and the first thing I did is I think I went to Rodney, or I went to maybe Austin's channel, something like that, and people are talking about, oh, I don't know what's going on, but this thing doesn't add up. We need to be asking questions. And I'm like, all right, what's not adding up? And then I saw it, and like in hindsight, I think even the first time I saw the email, I was like, how the fuck can they misspelled it? And then I thought, I dismissed it, by the way, because I thought, well, it's coming from China if it's Binance. So why wouldn't it be misspelled? Not realizing, of course, at that moment that it was Binance.us. So it's probably coming from an American affiliate. Then I also do know some people that work for some of these companies, and I know that there are a lot of Chinese employees that work in San Francisco for Binance.us. So it was entirely possible, or it could have been a remote thing and it was happening overseas in China. Like, it's possible that they were using a translator, or they just didn't, they thought they knew and they didn't know. So I kind of took for granted that maybe there were going to be some typos. And then when I hit the reply on my email, sometimes I see not the same thing it was on the email, but I see, like, the fonts are different, especially if you're in Google Mail. Like, how can you be questioning that if you're in Google Mail? If you're in Google Mail, you see it all the time. Like, there's nothing new about this. Like, the fonts are always messed up when you're looking at your email. And I don't think, like, I think maybe it's just like bold or not bold or something like that. Like, it's entirely possible that I'm just incredibly retarded about that. So, and God, I hope I don't get canceled for that. I didn't mean to say that. I meant I have an extra chromosome. That's what I meant. So, but the whole thing is, like, I didn't think at that time that there was anything. Um, I didn't think there was anything to it. Then I realized, you know what? Yeah, misspelling. That misspelling might be an issue. Like, that's probably something that we could talk about. And then everything started crashing down. So then, as it crashed down, 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 I bought in again, and then the price started shooting back up. And when the price started shooting back up, it got to the top again, and I sold again, and then it just went way down. And when it went way down, I bought again, and I'm sitting. Just so everybody knows, like, I bought all the way back in at 41. So even at this point, I'm up 10% on what I had originally accumulated. My original bag was something like 12 grand. So, like, I'm feeling really good about my position. Thank you for the shout out here, man. I appreciate you. Crypto Dreams, by the way, suing Binance is all she wrote. You think, wait, Terra, they listed on any exchange? I don't think they're suing Binance. I think I'm going to go back and I'm going to replay this. I don't think that they're talking about suing Binance. I don't think that's on the list. I think that what they want to do, and guys, by the way, don't think, I think they even mentioned it and made like a post about it, or at least a comment about it. I heard that it is entirely possible that Binance is going to change their mind and might do a listing. So if that happens, then we're going to forget everything in very quick order. Like, there may be something to that. There may not be. Don't go investing because I'm saying this, because I don't know shit. I'm like the Joe Rogan of this place. I'm an absolute moron. So I have no idea what really is going on behind closed doors. But they did mention in that AMA, and it sounded like they were feeling like, just in case somebody from Binance was watching, that they were giving them an opportunity. Hey, listen, if you guys did this and you fucked up, then here's a chance for you to fix it. So it's entirely possible, but I don't know. Mandocs, brother, I am not able to talk about Mandocs today. Listed on Saitama, in the first day they listed was that they received over 100 new holders. As a matter of fact, that's a good thing. As a matter of fact, Cryptobolics, I was on Cryptobolics show the other day, and I bought 2 of the Mandocs NFTs. So I got in on that. I love selling terrarium. Eat shit. All right. Uh-oh. It looks like we're still vaulting in here. Damn, you guys are all stupid if you listen to this clown. He is just pumping his bag. Yeah, I'm just pumping my bag. Listen, if you guys are out there and you're a millionaire, would you please buy into Terrarium and pump my bag? Because if you do, then I would make $300. Listen, this is why when you see this right here, this is why people don't respect Saitama holders anymore. It's because they say stupid shit. They say ridiculous things like this. Like, they don't even bother to think about what kind of crazy stuff they're talking about. And nobody respects that. Like, nobody's going to respect that. They are full of shit. Come on, bro. You know what? I'm not going to say they're full of shit. I'm just going to say, and by the way, I've never been paid a dime by them. And I've asked repeatedly, like, pay me. Like, if you want me to be nice, like, pay me. And they've always declined. So I'm not one of those sponsors. I don't have anything to do with them in that regard. But um, if I say they're full of shit right now, and I appreciate the fact that you're saying it, and you're welcome to believe it, uh, but here's the thing: at the end of the day, I'm not rushing to judgment. I'm letting the whole thing play out, and I am in a position where I can afford to do that. I guess I can say that I'm fortunate in that regard. Like, I'm in a position right now where I'm not sitting here, and I've been in this position before where I'm sitting here waiting for my money to come back. I was in it for Saitama for 5 months, waiting for my money to come back, just waiting and waiting and waiting. I should say that I never cashed out, so it really wasn't my money. It was just a number on a chart, but it felt like my money if I would have cashed it out. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, it still feels like your money when it's way up there. So I felt like it was my money, and I never cashed it out, and I continued to wait, and I continued to watch it just drop and drop and drop and drop and drop until my bag, which was once nice, is now under $10,000. Like, that's crazy to me, because like I can tell you for sure that at 5 and 6,000, I thought that's the absolute bottom that Saitama will ever go to, like a 5 or 6,000 number. And here we are trying to get to 1,200 at this point. So yeah, I'm always right. It's a Dahavo moment. We were saying that about Saitama a few months ago. If they come through, all will be forgiven. Yeah, you know what? And it's fair. That is 100% fair for you to say. Like, if they don't come through with this, then we're here's the difference, Sal, and I'll be specific. Saitama promised you a working product, and they promised that it would be there in September of last year, that it would be functioning on November 13. And on November 13, they didn't have a functioning product. They had something that was going through an audit. Now, the audit genuinely, by the way, was being slowed down by CERTIC. And when it came out, guess what? It didn't work. And you can blame it on, what were they blaming on? DDoS. You can blame it on DDoS attack all you want. If you're in any space that deals with DDoS attacks, and you know how to program, then you know that's a 24-hour fix. Their entire 3 weeks to fix it was bullshit. It was because it didn't work. And then we finally got it, and guess what happened? It didn't work. So by the time we actually got a product, we were 3 months into it, and here we are. This is now 5 months, and it still doesn't work right. Like, you can't trade more than $300 on it, and that's crazy. Like that is absolutely insane. So there's a big difference, Sal, between what happened here and what happened there. What happened there is they didn't give you shit. All they did was take everything away. These guys, they made what I'm going to call a grave mistake, and then provided you within 24 hours 4 new exchanges. And it doesn't make up for Binance. I know that Binance is a big number. I know that's a big name that moves the number. I'm not saying that it makes up for it, but I'm saying that they provided you with something to show you that they were serious about continuing to move this product to the upside. And we're still at the beginning. We're still this is barely, it hasn't even reached a billion market cap yet. In a month, we're going to be talking about it being close to $1 billion market cap. Like, this is just a bump there's a big bump, but this is a bump in a road. And again, if you go look at the chart is not down by as much as everybody. It is, by the way, I shouldn't say that because it's disrespectful to the 200 or so holders that bought near the top up here. But there were not a lot of people that bought. That was just a bunch of whales coming in. You can look at the buys up there. And here we are. So anybody who bought in the last week is dead even or in profit right now. So these people right here, okay, it's fair for you to be upset, but this thing will move back up as these listings start to come through. So I'm concerned, but I'm not as concerned as some people who are looking for how this is. So let the haters hate. Haters, and they have every reason to hate right now. They do have the reasons. They said that in the AMA they were filing a lawsuit for canceling the contract. Facts. So I was told to re-listen to that and to pay attention to it, that they weren't saying that they were filing the lawsuit for canceling the contract. I haven't listened to it yet, so I can't comment. I thought that I heard the same thing that you are saying right now, Crypto. So I'm under the same impression that you are, but I'm not 100% sure how that plays out yet. I'm gonna find out. Like, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna play this thing, and we're gonna figure it out from the beginning. I hold TARP, Saitama, TARP, and Terra, and Volt, and all tokens. It's not a competition. It is. You're right. This right here is the best answer you could possibly give. I hold everything. I have Saitama, and people ask me, why am I fudding my bag? Well, I'm not fudding my bag. I'm just pointing out where they fuck up. And if you fuck up and you don't get called on it, what the fuck? So I'm just pointing out, when you screw up, somebody's here to say, hey, you screwed up. Why don't you stop screwing up? So that's the way I feel about it. And if they don't screw up, nobody's going to say anything bad. Rodney, none of us want to FUD Saitama. All of us want to be Saitama investors, and we want to see it moon, because this is a project that a lot of us made some money off of. So we want it to continue to succeed. We just want it to actually succeed, and we want people to stop lying to us and deceiving us and misleading us. So, and they've been doing it for a long time. And I'm not taking out my anger with Saitama over their months of bullshit over one issue with Terra, even though I don't like the issue. And I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, that's your problem. That's not my problem, because I think what I think, and you can think what you think. Hey, if you hate someone, don't smash anything or anyone. Just smash the like button. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. To the moon, baby. Terrarium. I think it's still going. Like, I really absolutely am gonna, like, every token, guys, and something to remember. Rodney even said it. KuCoin. Saitama was posting that they were getting listed on KuCoin, and they never got listed on KuCoin. And here we are today. Saitama still had an enormous run up. It was a mistake, and we all forgot about it. Like, we're not even thinking about it anymore. And like, that should show you what this means. So I think we're gonna be fine. So it just takes some time. Just so everybody take a deep breath, breathe for a few days. If you want to ape out, man. Take your money and do what you want with your money. But remember that what your position is right now. Are you improving your position? Are you worsening your position? And then here's the thing. If you invested too much to begin with and you are over leveraged in your position, this is a new token. It's not going down. It's going to go up. It's going to continue adding holders. Here's the thing. And guys, I'm going to do something here, and it's not, this is no magic right here. This is no magic. I'm going to take a stick, and I'm going to say that this stick right here, we're going to do it right here. We're going to start it right here, and we're going to take it up this way. And I'm going to close this just a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about right here. You see how this is going just kind of along this path? Well, that's based on the number of holders. So the number of holders as we sit here was basically 0. Now it's sitting at 9,800. In a few days, we're going to be talking about having 10,000 or 11,000 or 12,000. That means that this number will legitimately, and by the way, this is not the, see this right here. This is the, and we're zooming in. This is when it happened over here. Now we hate this dev team for it, but guess what? They had a nice little drop right here too that we're not talking about. There's been way more up than there's been down. So this is going to figure itself out in short order. Did we find support right here? Because here's where we are. This is where we're trading right now. We've been trading at 45. Are we still at 45? Shit, I don't even know. 44.74. So we're trading in the 45 channel, and we're still trading right there. So we're not in worse position. We're not in worse shape. We're just on a dip right now, and hopefully we can create a better position off of the dip. But that dip is trending sideways. And even though, let's go back over here and look, we should still be concerned, because when you look at this, you see that we're getting a little support right here. Then we're getting a drop and we're getting a little support right here, and then we're getting another drop. So we should still be worried about that, but maybe we're finding a support line right here. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, there is a tiny support line for this that was made right here. So maybe we're going to fight for a little bit and then make our way back up. So that's what I would say. So if you're over leveraged in your position, I would hold. Like that is what I would do if I were you. What do they make of the lies, though, Believes? Mask, listen, man, I'm going to be real with you here because you've been bitching about these guys since you got in here, right? I can't do shit about it. The only thing I can do is stop investing. I feel like if I stop investing in this token, that I'm going to miss a very big play. So I'm going to stick with it. And I'm going to take this one and I'm going to eat this shit sandwich. That's the easiest way that I can explain this to you. Like I don't like it. I'm not happy. None of us are happy with what happened. We're all just a little bit put off by how it all played out. But at the end of the day, I still think that there's money to be made here. And I don't think that they were intentionally trying to deceive us to pump it up. I still have the question, and I want the question to be solved by these guys. And you know what? I don't care if Dr. Praveen goes in and he does an artificial pump by himself. I don't care. I mean, as long as they show us that our opinions and stuff matter and they don't just wash us away. And they did the AMA. They might feel like that's enough right now, but hopefully they won't. Hopefully tomorrow they're going to come out and they're going to make some more statements. They're going to talk. They're going to do some things and to try to make us feel better. Like keep massaging our egos. Keep telling us that things are going to be better. Communicate effectively with us and let us know what's going on. But again, I think that there's money to be made, and if there's money to be made, then why the fuck would I just disappear from this one? So there, I'm not saying that you're unreasonable. I'm saying my last donation, they said they were filing a lawsuit on Binance for breach of contract on the AMA. Not talking about Saitama. This is Terra who ripped off. Okay, so I'm not going to make a comment on it. Like I can't say that I agree with you because I felt like that's what I heard too, but I was told that that's not what they were talking about. So I'm going to go back and listen to it before. You know what? I guess we could. Shit. We could. Hey Jesse, I appreciate that. So if you fuck, what is going on? Waiting for the moonlit, make money. I don't know. Jesse Duran has some questions for you. What's up, Jesse? I need your help with my wallet. Please contact me. Okay. After this is over, I'll contact you, but not in the middle of it. So, yeah. All right. I believe this terrarium, even if I lose all my 100,000, I don't care. You know what? I do too. Even at 100,000. Again, I can be mad, I can be upset, but at the end of the day, what I still understand is that this is still a project that I can make money off of. So I'm going to keep trying to make that money, and I'm going to keep hustling, and I'm going to keep DCAing. I'm going to keep selling for profit. I'm going to keep trying to make money off of this thing because it is a money maker. This dip right here does me no favors. I'm not saying that it makes me feel good, but it's going to keep pumping. It's going to move back up. There's not enough holders here. There's going to be way more holders very soon. Like these new exchanges, they're going to create a much higher floor, and we're going to all be better for it. What's going on, Husky? I was watching your channel a little while ago. Yeah, Terra's burning at 10,000 holders. We're going to burn that quad. Cultural avoidant nature. Okay. What do I think about Volt? Dude, Volt is a sponsor of my channel. Volt is covered by me every day. I love Volt. Volt is going to have a big run at some point very soon. They got a lot of catalysts that are in the chamber that they're waiting to make happen. So I'm all in on Terra. Well, you know what? I'm not all in on anything. If you look at my wallet, you would laugh because like I have tokens all over the place. And I just went in for those of you that don't know, by the way, I had an AMA with Robo Inu earlier, and that was the original COO of Saitama before Russ came along. And I put $1,000 into her project. So I'm diversified as it gets. What's the slippage for Terra to buy? So, I can't tell you what the slippage is because I don't know. Because what I always do is I go into the tokens, and when I trade the Ethereum for it, I go to the end of the Terrarium, and instead of whatever number they have on the bottom, I change the last two numbers to 99, and it doesn't seem to ever matter what the slippage is. The transaction goes through, and if I just broke Uniswap, fuck them. But if you like when you're making the trade and like maybe I can take a screenshot or something like that. But oh wait, I know. Hold on one second. I think I can pull this up for you so you can look at it. I can't connect from there, but I can go to Uniswap. Let me go to the swap over here. Okay, got it. So what I would do up here is I would set this for Ethereum. Boom. Now, if I'm going to buy Terra, I'm going to put in like 0.5. Like let's say I'm going for 0.5 Ethereum. That's going to give me however many Terra this is. I'm going to change these numbers down here at the bottom over here to 99. If I do that, my transaction always goes through. And I'm not spending the same amount in my Ethereum as I was before, but like you can see, like if you just change it to 99, and it really doesn't matter. Like you could, like you're doing 5 Ethereum and you're making yourself a gigantic purchase. It doesn't matter. Just go to the end of it. Use the arrow, find your way to the end, close the last two numbers, change it to 99, and it will always work. I wonder why it's only letting me buy that much. I wonder if my wallet's connected. But anyway, so yeah, just change it to 99, and my transactions always go through. So if you do it, I would think that it would probably do that. What do we got here? I lied. Look up Saitama and any other tokens on CoinGecko. Saitama has 10 plus exchanges. Pull up your favorite tokens to compare. Hell, Ape has 87 in 24 hours. Yeah. So but here's the thing. When you go back, go look at, I'm going to go over here and we're going to check Saitama out because I know what you're saying. And I looked it up the other day and I was like, what the fuck are these? So on Saitama, in their markets, I have never seen Saitama on any of these. I've seen them on Shiba Swap. They can't be on Sushi Swap with wrapped Ethereum. Like that's not real. And look at the little volumes that they have over here. Like I don't know. I really don't know what these things are. Like it kind of made me wonder when I saw these. But I think maybe the end of it was they don't have a major exchange of any sort. I mean, I guess that's what the thing is, because if I go over here to CoinGecko and I look at the same thing, and I go to the markets, it's the same kind of listing, right? There's not a lot of volume that goes beyond Bitmart, BKEX, LBank, and Gate.io. So like that's where their volume is. So they do have centralized exchange, but if you see on the right over there, the trust score on 2 of them are red. One of them, it looks like they've paused trading maybe because it's got a warning sign that it's dangerous. And then the other ones are all yellow. So I don't think that, like, I think these are all those untrusted sort of things. But then you look at Uniswap version 2, it's also one of them that's untrusted. So, like, I don't know. My slippage is set for 1.97. I just looked it up when you asked me that. Um, I lost 10K and Saitama. I'm not sad. Things happen. I moved to something. Yeah, like that's what I say. Like I'm not down on Saitama. I'm good on Saitama still, but I don't like I really wanted that one to succeed, and I think that someday it's going to. So I'm just gonna hold on to it and wait and see what happens. But hey, Saitama's going on a run. They're gonna break 1200. Nope. Nope. Volt 37. Hex is up. Hex is almost at 12. My man Pongo, guys, I keep telling you, Pongo, and guys, you got to look at this. This is a 779,000 market cap. And look at this. Um, when you look at tokens like this, like, what do you see? Because what I see is a level of enthusiasm from investors where this token was here a month ago and it's here today. Like, this thing is up and it's going to continue rising as catalysts continue to fall for it. Like, I can't imagine that people are not into it right now, getting excited. Like, that one to me is like the greatest. By the way, for those of you that don't know, on Monday I will be doing a show. I am a sponsor. I'm sponsored by Shiba Doge, and on Mondays I will be doing content for Shiba Doge on their channel. So I hope you guys will come over and check it out. It's kind of important to me. I want them to be impressed with my ability to be funny, hilarious, and provide information. So, believes always right. I love Saitama. I think we all like, don't I don't like Russ. Like, I can just make that as plain as day. I don't like Russ in that he has not communicated effectively. So he's created his own nightmare and he's taken all the investors with him. So I have a problem with him. And it's not and I don't have a problem with Milton as much in the same position, because this is his first time screwing something up. And if he learned an example and instead of just like screwing it up, he gave me 2 more exchanges. So if that's the case, I'll take that every day, or 4 more exchanges. So I'll take that every day. And I do my content like I try to do it every night, but tomorrow night I'll be on the Sandstorm. So if you want to look me up over there, I'll be there. Friday night, I'm doing a Phoenix Friday giveaway. You can check me out there. And then over the weekend, just subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified if you're interested. I go live a lot. And if you want to hear me, if you want to talk about, you want to ask questions, whatever you want to do, absolutely. You got COVID in Dubai Expo, and Saitama kept on getting delayed. Yeah, there's a lot of different things, but that's not the point. The point is he's been telling us that Saitama was working since November, and it just hasn't been working. And I think he's the guy on the front line. Yes, I go live on this page, but he was the guy on the front line. He's the guy that's taking the bullet for everybody, but I don't think he's an effective communicator. Like, as a leader goes, I think we could have a better leader in the project that wouldn't make the same sort of mistakes. Like, they wouldn't give us unfulfilled promises the way that they do. I think it would be a little bit different if we had somebody else. So I don't like him, but I understand why people still like him. I mean, he's an engaging, nice guy. It just, the people that are over there, they've done some really, really, really bad shit to people in the community, and that is just like, that's like, supporting that just seems like that's a bad look for me. Sold all my Terra bag, taking my profits and moving on. They got scammed. They are not savvy enough to be developers. There's a lot of people that get scammed. I mean, that's a choice that everybody has to make. So Good luck to you, Julian, man. I hope you made a good profit off of it. As long as you made a good profit, that's the part that really matters. Um, but I mean, it's still going to keep going, and it's still got 4 new exchanges. So I'm going to hold on for a while and see how this thing moons. You know what I mean? Just kind of play it out. Yeah. So I'm going to buy. By the way, for those of you that are going to be like, no fucking way, I'm going to buy Cider Realty on Friday, and I'm going to buy Lucky Roo. I'm going to since it's exclusive to that, I think that there's going to be a market for it. So why not? Might as well give it a shot. All right, guys. I think that's my time for the night. As you know, this is how I end it. Guys, this is not financial advice. Take your profits on the way up. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. And remember the most important thing, I'm believes, and I'm always right. And good night, guys. I'm going to answer this last one. It's the Terra crime family tonight. Don't bother about taking 500. Hold on. Don't worry. Yeah, we're going to see how that goes. The one making money on the Terra pump and sell. Hey man, I got lucky. What can I say, man? I pulled out at the top and got in at the bottom. So I'm feeling good. But hey, wait a minute. No, Justin even said in your stream today he made 300K off of it. I am not the only one making money off of it. I did, man. I bought that like almost at the exact top and got right back in at the exact bottom, man. That was a hopefully that was a good play. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, anyway, guys, you guys have a good night. I'm gonna go to bed. I still got to work in the morning. I'm not like Scott Herman. I don't have my own fitness channel with millions and millions of Rocks fans out there making it smooth for me. So you guys have a good night, and we will talk to you again tomorrow. Good night, guys.